Are you, raise your voice.
Yes.
How many of you buy on Amazon here? How many of you buy at Flipkart here? How many actually watch Netflix? You, I are using data, are we not? You and I generating data, are we not? You and I consuming AI, are we not? Are we using that data run by a machine and create new services, are we not? We are now a consumer and generator of data. Clear? Let us demystify what is AI. Power of basics. Take the letter I out of AI, that is called intelligence. Intelligence has been used by each of us, our predecessors, all human beings, got knowledge, got data, got intelligence, we did new things. But we did individually. We did in groups, didn't we? So somebody came up with the idea, could we that to get done by a machine? And that is AI. What is AI? Use data, generate data, decide what you want, get mathematics, get the experts, and let it do its magic. That is AI. Everybody clear? Clear? So, mind is built to do the processing of that data. But we can only do small problems. Problems only have 3-4 parameters. A machine today can do 179 billion parameters. It is extending the human capacity, human capabilities. We are now able to solve problems that we are not able to do so. Mr. Manish Goyal, my favorite company, Mayo Clinic, an incredible human service to collect all that data, make it available. Most people will use it. That data comes, you process it, let the machine do the mathematics, you decide what you're looking for. Today, we have those, a company called Inference that is linked with Mayo Clinic. It started 7 years ago, and that data, they use data, use the algorithms, and they are now able to show 5 years earlier the occurrence of cancer. And that has been given out to one of the drug companies. So take the mystery out of AI. Don't get hung up on digitalization, AI. It is the basics of it that you master, use your own whatever you are doing. And the 3 things I want you to keep in mind, then I'm going to take you through some very specifics. 1, anywhere you can generate data, do it. You need sensors, you need some other devices, generate data. Anywhere you can use data and connect the two, fantastic. We can convert that into algorithms. Algorithms are mathematics equations, and we are in the early innings to go past. Get that, then you run your business, what you want, where you want to go, and let the data generation, data usage, repeated, let the experts do their magic. Am I clear on this part of it? Now I go to some very simple things. Here, could you put that on, please? By the way, I don't use PowerPoint. So I want you to be with me. We'll open it up, whichever way you want. Yeah. Put the... Do you see that digitize? Or die? No. No. Digitize or become a trillionaire. What do you guys think of that idea? Let's look at some. Those who use Amazon, he was nobody. Jeff Bezos was nobody. It started a $1 trillion company. What do they sell? Ordinary shirt, ordinary shoes, faster, cheaper, better. If you have a business, you go on his platform, you sell on his platform, and you get the exposure to the world instantly. What's the magic? He recognized the value of data, value of internet, builds a machine, and in 20 years or less begins to move towards a $1 trillion company. I will show you the secret. Why does it get to $1 trillion? Anybody can do that. Why I love what Mr. Goyals showed you. They have collected global data. They can get more data. They're making this data available to all the qualified people. And you get that data. You have an idea what to do with this data, build your machine. You can build that machine sitting in a small village. You don't need fancy stuff. We can do that. We have in Hyderabad all those people who can come there, work together, and build the engine of the algorithms. A large part of algorithms are available for renting. Many of them are free. So here, digitize or die. Digitize, you can go towards the $1 trillion part of it. So make up your mind which one you want. And learn to do that, then what it means. That all of us, including myself, learn what this AI is, what it can do, and how it can do. Let the expert do the computer programming and things of that kind. So I take you through this. Power of basics. Every billionaire I work for, and I do in Brazil, in Japan, in the United States, China, they master the basics. And then they improvise as the conditions change. The basics here is data. And the basics here is, what is it, the problem you're trying to solve? We want to predict a cancer 5 years earlier. Very clear definition. You go to Mayo, get the data, you build the algorithms, detect it, run it, and see if you can figure out an app that will tell you with the data from the body that you can forecast. We now actually have it for respiratory disease and for cancer. Today, this thing exists. But a great global service by the Mayo Clinic that you can get all that data, and they have data on the pathology, on the slides, and you can photo it, and you can go forward with it. It's a fantastic job. So in doing that, the idea here is data, 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 and let the mathematics run it. And then you begin to see that this data you generate, you use, generate again. And then you create the compounding part of the data, let the mathematics do this stuff, what you're going to do. By the way, this was invented in 1062. This is that old. So we're not inventing the wheel here. But they did not have computers, they did not have internet, they did not have the cheap communications. All this thing comes in the 20th century, 21st century. That's why it's becoming, people can collaborate against the whole world. Pharma. You see this straight line? 10 years, 12 years, multi-billion dollars. Choosing the target, choosing the molecules, trials, decisions, specialists in between, FDA approval, get to the intermediaries, PDMs, and then to the patient, pharmacy. And you say, 10-year cycle, billions of dollars, and the success ratio very small. This is ideally built for digitization. So now I'm allowed to see this. Selecting the right target is all data-based. Repurposing the drugs, all data-based. Selecting the molecules, we know how to do that. The major area is the trials. How do we improve? The trials design, selection of patients, interpreting the data, and making decisions. This is being worked on. We have not cracked the code yet, as far as I know. But somebody raised this beautiful question. Said the data coming with new algorithms, limited data, can we predict that this drug will not work early and cut it? Go to the next one. So you can save the time there. But the work is going on. I'm just not privy to it. Am I clear? If we cut this by 50%, what do you think will be the benefit? And the work is going on. So low-hanging fruit, people working how to automate FDA application. Sure, it will help you. You look at the last 100-year data, which is available from Mayo Clinic today. It's available to the qualified people. And see what's the pattern, which ones came in, which ones didn't come in. There are many drugs that got repurposed to go after. This is a huge thing for health. And so you look at it, and then you say, how to interpret data is the magic of the algorithms that the experts in mathematics design that. So I'd like you to think about this term, software-defined business. If I don't come through, raise your hand. This is where we need to go, what it is. Tesla. Tesla is a software-defined business. Mr. Musk did not build Tesla. It did not. He bought it. The people who designed it, they ran out of cash. They went to see Rick Wagner of General Motors to sell it. He did not take it. Mr. Musk bought it. He advertised it. He showcased it with Schwarzenegger, governor of California. And his expertise is a scale of fast, software-defined factories. So let me define what's a software-defined business. Software-defined device. Software-defined equipment. Software-defined means first, and please note, I don't invent this. This is all here. First and foremost, knowing what the customer will do with it. What the customer need, it will satisfy. What the customer experience, it will have. That's your job. It's not the job of the Chief Digital Officer. They have ideas, use their idea. But it's your job, which customer, what's the need, what's the pain point take out, how to make the life easier, customer experience, customer need, customer usage. You must define that. Second is to say, to do this, what software to be used, what combination of software to be used. There your CDO will help you, Chief Digital Officer. That defined first, and then you choose the hardware. The legacy people defining the hardware first, then the software, it will not work. Because of the digitization, you are defining what the customer is, customer pain points, customer's difficulty, customer's hassles, which software allows you to do personalization for each customer that we could not do before. Am I clear of software-defined company? Everybody clear? Now we say, how do we do that? The how is the magic. Until now, it's all talk. People to have to learn in every business, if you have a new challenge, how to do that. So I picked up this thing for business. Please note this very carefully, because in my life I'm allowed to do that with real companies, including healthcare companies, some of the largest in the world. The first part, why are we doing this? We're doing it to improve the business. Business revenues, cost, market share, customer satisfaction. You know all those things. That's for you define that. Improve cycle time, improve productivity, improve innovation. But do you see the last line? Customer, customer, customer. Personalize. Amazon for us, personalize. Flipkart for us, personalize. Netflix for us, personalize. Kindle for us, personalize. ABC television is not. Clear? NBC is not. CBS is not. It will decline. Because it cannot personalize. But there are other tools that personalize. So we're saying, you define what do you want. For example, I give you now. Revenue. I have a company. Its revenue is 100 million. This is in China. And here we're saying that I need to take this revenue to 10 billion. In 5 years. The first thing you say, are you out of your mind? Yes, you're right. Out of your mind. Can't be done. Yeah, right. Because you have a mental constraint, you don't know AI, you don't know how to build the engine. You know when OpenAI came? OpenAI, you know what I'm talking, all of you? How long did it take for public to know there is something called OpenAI? Fast? It got to billions of people in no time, so to speak. ChatGPT, those who know how to use it, is happening 24/7 every second. By how many people? Zillion people, isn't it? So we say, Ram, you mean 100 million? You tell me. I say, yeah. But what do you have to do? Define, individualize, personalize the customer, consumer, patient data. Define what are those pain points and so on. And there could be 10 pages of it. Don't be lazy just putting one sentence. Then you don't know anything. So I have a small company in London. I'm on the board. And they're doing the payment system. The CEO personally, with the CDO, watching the behavior of these micro companies and release their pain. And they have, in 2 years, they've shown market value from 200 million towards 10 billion. I just came out of the board meeting. So raise your imagination. There are plenty of stories available to you. Get them out, learn about that. That this is not a hollow talk. This is not a dream you can't have, because this has been established. Jeff Bezos, Amazon, I was beginning to follow him in 2013. And here you can see that, how he was growing at 35% per annum with the increasing margin and increasing cash. You can project it. He's about 600 billion. His calculation in 1998 was to be $1 trillion company. Nobody would believe him that you will be $1 trillion in sales company, because the machine runs it. And that's why this is there. So software-defined company, define what you need. That's your job in great detail. How does it go to $1 trillion? Here is the secret. A superb unknown professor in Nebraska figured this out. I had never known him, but I was very impressed. Many of us who have gone to college have learned law of diminishing returns. That means you grow at some point, and then the returns begin to go down. This is the law of increasing returns. This is the thing I want all of you to really digest this. This is what this software has done in the world, that more people use it, more data is created, more benefit is created. More benefit creation is the foundation for creating the market cap. So here, if you see the curve going up, that you make the investment, which is the horizontal line, and then it goes up, because if your price remains the same, but the cost incremental is close to zero because of the software. Everybody clear? Cost of the incremental is zero. They call marginal cost. Now, how many of you drink something like a Starbucks cafe, something like this? So Starbucks has now 12 million coupons, personalized, sent in the world every day. What is the cost of those coupons? Zero. It builds brand. So this is the exponential curve that creates the $1 trillion market value. Am I coming out clearly? Everybody gets it? It's common sense, it's verifiable, You can look at it, look at the company, look at their records. They did the customer side. I gave my head to Jeff Bezos, who is a computer nerd, but a great businessman. His was better, faster, cheaper. Totally immersed about the customer. Every 2 weeks they had, in those days, 62 pages of data. And he will detect one customer unhappy. He will assign a senior people and say, find out why. Don't fix it. Find out why. And we're going to change the process. And that's how this machine began to run. They spent a lot of money in technology. So that's the reason of the law of increasing returns that gets you to that market cap.